Hello traders, welcome to another trading interview, this time with one of our series of FTMO traders, Charlie from Kettering in Great Britain. Welcome Charlie.
Hello Peter, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, so nice to having you on, Charlie, and I am really looking forward to it. And guys, for those who are listening for the first time, FTMO is a proprietary trading company that actively searches for trading talents because we have developed a unique two-step evaluation process that consists of FTMO challenge verification phase. And once you pass this two-step evaluation process, you'll be offered a unique placement in our proprietary trading company where you can remotely manage initial balance with up to $200,000. And that is why we have Charlie here, because Charlie has one master account with $200,000 and he had a profit of more than $24,000 last period. So that is great. And congratulations, man. And before we will jump into your strategy and before we will be talking about, how did you make it? Can you tell us something about you?
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, obviously my name's Charlie. I'm 22 years old. Got into trading when I was 18 years old. Found out about Forex trading, into the signals and all that sort of stuff. Not really learning it for myself for a couple of years, really. And yeah, obviously that's what led me to invest in myself, invest into some online courses. And yeah, I mean, since that moment, I came across FTMO at the start of 2020, so just over a year ago now. But at that time, I wasn't trading obviously the way I'm trading now. So obviously FTMO, hands down, has shaped me into the trader I'm in today. So
wow.
Yeah.
So you start when you become adult at 18 years old.
18, yeah.
Why?
Well, I actually found out about it when I was 17 years old, but obviously the legal age to trade is 18. So I remember.
Well, on demo account you can trade,
Yeah, just a normal account, just an MT4 account. So yeah, putting a lot of money into there at the beginning, and it got to the point where it just sort of hit home, really. Like I said before, I need to learn this myself. I need to stop blaming outside sources and other people for my decisions. So at the end of the day, it's my money and it's my fingers that are tapping my phone doing the thing. So yeah.
So you put there your money. I don't want to ask how much, but do you have something from it?
Well, how much money did I put into it?
No. You put some money there, so I don't want to ask how much, but I want to ask if you get some profit from this platform.
Absolutely not. No. No, all down the drain. But it was lessons. So I can't be regretful.
Okay, so that was your first blown account. How many were after that?
A lot. And then after that, that's when I found out about MT4 and lot sizes was a completely new thing to me. I didn't know what a lot size was. So when I put my money into this MT4 account, putting like a standard lot on, let's say a £500 account is just not good. And yeah, again, just losing money just that way, just being silly, really. And yeah, obviously from then, that's when I started to open up demo accounts properly and take that seriously.
Well, that's the start.
Exactly,
and how did you come across the FTMO?
So yeah, I came across FTMO, like I said, at the start of 2020. But it was one of them things, like I seen that ad for it and I was thinking, that's too good to be true. You're telling me they give traders money to trade with and they keep 70% of the profits. I was thinking, no, surely not. And obviously I researched more into it and found out that no, this is a real thing. And, because of the evaluation process that you guys give, you have to prove yourself. No one can just go in there and expect to be paid. So, yeah.
And when was your first profit split? Because this is not your first one, right?
No, my first one was, I believe, at the start of this year. So, yeah, so 2021 now. So, at the start of this year. Yeah, that was on obviously the 100K account. Obviously, I've merged the two together now. I'm close to merging the three as well because my other one is now in a surplus of the equity, so I can now put that into the master account, which is good. And I'll share a little story about that as well.
Cool.
But yeah.
And why did you choose to, or why did you decide to merge those accounts?
Yeah, good question. Because at the start, when I did have the accounts going, I sort of said to myself at the beginning, I was like, it may be good to keep the profit split dates at different times throughout the month, but you know, a couple of months down the line, I realized that's not a sustainable way to be, because obviously one has to, when the profit split date comes, you have to close the trade on the day, whereas one account, a trade might be open still, so it's just too much to handle. So I just thought, just keep it simple, keep it simplistic, and yeah, I mean that's what I found works best for me.
And from the beginning, I believe that you've been learning the trading by practice. You've been just trying to trade.
Yeah.
Only that? Have you been reading something or studying somewhere else, or?
Yeah, so I did purchase some online courses in the beginning, which again, it's like anything. I mean, when you purchase a course or any sort of education in any arena, let's say, it's just like someone opening the door, but you've actually got to go in there and find out what works for you. You've got to work out, you've got to trip up some things, you've got to walk into some things, because imagine it like a pitch black room. Someone's opened the door for you, but it's possible that you can come out the other side of that door, and let's say that there's success, but you've got to go through them things yourself. And just online courses don't really teach you that. And again, that comes down with the psychology as well. So yeah.
And did you study this in the school, for example?
No, not at all. No.
If you have some background about finance or something like that.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Okay, cool.
No.
All right, so let's jump to your strategy. Can you show me how do you trade?
Yeah, sure. No worries.
Okay, Charlie. So it's your floor. So show me what you got there.
Okay, no worries. Let's get to it. So, yeah, for me, I only trade two pairs, GJ and GU. Now, the reason for this is because, again, I learned this in the FTMO, doing the challenges, failing them, just going through that process, really. But I learned that these two were my most profitable and my most consistent. So all the other pairs, I just bin them, basically. So yeah, I'll explain some things about what I look for. So my strategy mainly consists of obviously support and resistance, Fibonacci, obviously candlestick formations, the basic stuff really. I like to keep my charts as clean as possible. I do like to use the volume sometimes, but other than that, it's very simplistic. So I'll go over a couple of trades that I was in last week. A couple of GJ sales. These were the sales that I managed to catch last week. It was a really good week for me. One was a 14 to 1 and one was a 9 to 1. And then I just marked on one there because I was actually out for the day on that particular day. But sometimes when I'm out for the day, well, in this case, because I had these trades running, I knew that it was obviously a good week for me. But obviously I was out, so I marked this one up, and I could have caught this one as well. But obviously there's no worries there. But
so you took only 3 trades?
Two trades. That was the one that I didn't catch. But like I said, sometimes if I do miss it, I still like to mark it up. Just it gives me confidence. Just going forward. So yeah. So basically, like I said, because my strategy is it's all structure, right? So the main thing that I like to look for in this particular case, if we remove the drawings, obviously GJ on the daily, we clearly broken structure to the downside. We've broken this low. So in my mind, when we broken that low, when we was at this point, I was thinking, right, I'm now going to run my Fibonacci from the top down to there. Okay. So you can see, I don't know if you're obviously familiar with Fibonacci, probably, but you can see we actually tapped the 61.8% spot on basically, and then just melted from there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look for the reversal zones or the 5618 zone, I then look for support and resistance within this area at which I can take a trade from. Because at the beginning of my trading journey, let's say, whenever price would come into this zone, I wouldn't even look left. I'd just buy or sell, just because I thought it was going to go up or down again.
Mm-hmm.
And I quickly learned that is not the right thing to do. So yeah, let's just continue with this example.
So you have aiming 0.5, 0.6118, and 0.786. Just those.
Yeah, exactly that. So if for example, price came lower and dropped and didn't enter this area, I wouldn't be bothered, because my trade criteria just weren't met for that particular trade. That we move on. And that's the thing as well. It's important to have a criteria for you to get in a trade. You don't just get in a trade because it looks good. So in this particular case, this for me, again, because we've got the 5061.8 there, let's remove that just to clean things up. We can clearly see we've got some sort of daily resistance. And again, for me, I like to use the magnet because it just sharpens things up. It's exact to the price point, if you know what I mean. So let's get to that. So let's zoom in. My entry criteria for this, if we quickly do the visibility. So because this aligns with the daily time frame, I'm now going to zoom in to the lower time frames to obviously look for an entry. Obviously that is that area there, that black line. So as soon as I start to see some rejections, that's when I entered the trade. So obviously you can see that there. We have a 30-minute bearish engulfing there as well, if you can see that. So yeah, obviously stops tightly above that high. So again, if price came above there, I know that trade is not for me, and I need to look for the next trade. But in this particular case, you can see that it did work out very well. So yeah, when this started to drop into significant profit, obviously this was then took to break even. Okay, so all emotions are now detached from that trade, and I'm now thinking in my head, when we made this impulsive move down, that potentially we could get another bearish Fibonacci play, which again, we did that perfectly. Just going to take that magnet off now.
Yes.
But we did that perfectly. As you can see there, we had a 78.6% actually this time. And again, there was another entry there as well, targeting the same area. So yeah, that was really nice, a 9-1 now. So yeah, that's basically it. And also, like I said before, it's important to, but for me anyway, it's important that I put my trades to break even, because again, it just eliminates risk and emotion from the table, which is great. Because obviously the reason why we trade in the first place is to live obviously a stress-free life, all that sort of stuff, relaxed, calm, and I believe that allows you to do so. So yeah.
Okay, cool. And what about some correlations between GBP, JPY, and GBP USD? Do you follow some, or are you interested in something there?
I mean, yeah, that's a big positive to trading these two pairs, because if one, again going back to the daily, if one is broken structure to the downside, you can also bet that the other one will be also bearish. And obviously this is GU now. You can see that is bearish also.
So they are positively correlated.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, absolutely. And again, there's some positions there that I got last week as well. Exactly the same rules as what I just showed you on GJ.
Yep.
Fibonacci's,
support resistance.
Yeah, within that area, and then obviously zoom in and see if you can find an entry. So yeah.
And some candlestick pattern.
Yeah, candlestick patterns, bearish engulfing. 3-pin formation, all that good stuff.
Doji.
Yeah, doji. Yeah, shooting star. Yeah, yeah. It's so important to know your candlestick patterns as well, because again, going back to the beginning of my journey, I didn't know what any of it meant really. I just thought, okay, that looks like it's going to go down, or looks like it's going to go up. But when you start to read price for what it is, it tells a story in itself. I mean, for example, here there's a shooting star there on the 4-hour on GU.
Yep.
And obviously, that should tell you something. And obviously, price
It tried to go up, but
exactly, but slammed back down. So obviously, and then the rollover continued. So yeah.
So you are looking when you are looking to candlesticks, you are looking to 4-hour chart, or which candlesticks time frame is like most important for you? All charts. Okay, cool. Can you tell me something more about the correlation? How do you choose which one? You just have to watch the resistance and the Fibonacci levels, and then you wake up in the morning, you will just draw some Fibonacci retracement there, and then you will decide which one is better to trade.
Yeah. So for me, it's very situational. Obviously, it's not going to be the same every single time, or like you said, each day. I mean, for me, obviously, each week is completely different. But like I said, if one goes down, you can bet that the other one has higher probability to go down. Not saying that it will, but and that's what it's about. If you can stack up the odds in your favor, and you can, just go with that, then that should tell you a story as well. Because again, let's look at the weekly on both these pairs. So let's remove the drawings. So the weekly on GJ. Obviously, we've got 3 days left of this candle to close, but you can see we are at some sort of weekly support, let's say, whatever you want to call it. If the weekly candle was to close below here, that has told me that we've broken some sort of weekly structure. So for me going forward, I will be primarily looking for sales. Don't get me wrong, if we got the opportunity to buy up to a sell zone, then I would take that. But for me, I do like to just trade the trend in general, really. But again, let's look at the weekly on here as well. And again, look, it looks like the rollover is going to happen as well. Let's just bring that back. You see, I've got quarterly ceiling on there. So what that means, obviously 3 month. If we go to the 3 month time frame,
okay,
you can see clearly that 1.41 is a significant level where price doesn't want to go up for now anyway. Exactly, yeah. So if we zoom out and look at the bigger picture, we can see potentially where this might head down to. So yeah, I mean, looking at both of them at the same time is very important to me, because if one is doing something, then it might give a little hint as to what the other one may do in the future, if that makes sense.
Yep. Totally makes sense.
Cool.
And how many trades do you open in a day?
For me, it's very situational as well, because in this particular day, going back to that GJ trade, obviously there was a couple. I believe that was actually a day apart. But if my trade criteria are met, then I'm taking the trade. It doesn't matter how many trades I've got into that particular day. But on a typical, let's say, week, instead of day, a typical week, maybe 2 to 3 trades a week. Because again, I'm looking for very specific trade criteria to be met. So yeah, it's again.
So you are like swing trader, day trader, something like.
Yeah, I suppose you could call it that. Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, going back to what I said about the trend trading with the trend. Obviously, you get some traders that are counter trend traders, which obviously good luck to you. But for me, I found out that doesn't work, and that goes into more of like the scalping, in and out of trades. I mean, for me, again, because you find that when you're on your own little journey with trading, your personality will shine through into the charts. Like for me, I'm quite a relaxed, sit back kind of guy, so I'm quite easily gonna. Like for me, like for example, I haven't traded today or yesterday because nothing has came my way. So that's fine with me. I'm chilled.
Emotionless.
Exactly. Well, yeah. So, and it like I said, it shines through to your charts as well.
Yep.
So
Cool. Thank you very much for this.
that's
So
all right.
I would like to see actual results of this strategy. So maybe we can take a
Yeah, no
look at
worries.
your statistics in client area.
Yeah, so obviously this was, a great month, and again, just executing on that strategy that I just explained. And again, it does take some dips, but it's about risk management and risk to reward. Obviously, yeah, just continuously pushing forward with it.
How important is the risk reward to you?
Oh yeah, so important as well, because it it like, for example, in a challenge, let's say before obviously this happened, I was taking losses on losses on losses, but obviously I was keeping the risk the same. I think I had 5 streak loss, and I was celebrating it to myself because I was thinking, right, this loss streak is coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
So the next trade that I'm going to execute on is going to win back all of this, and it did. And the feeling of, because the market tests you, it tests you as a trader, it tests your psychology, risk management, it tests you all. And yeah, like, if you continuously put your plan into play, it will play out over a long period of time. Obviously, if you back tested it, you can't just make anything up and be profitable. You've got to back test a successful way of doing things.
So you feel like some test subject, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Every day something else, but it really it's really nice to see that nice chart. Can you show me the statistics below about the actual risk to reward? Oh my, that's really good. That's really good. Because you could even have a win rate for, I don't know, 30, maybe 28, but still with this risk reward, it's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, exactly that. I mean, because you've got that,
Mm-hmm.
that overpowers that.
Yeah.
100%. So
100%.
yeah.
More than 100%, man.
Yeah.
Cool. And how often do you move to break even?
Yeah, so every time my trade goes into a 1-to-1, I'll put it break even, no questions asked. Because there's no need for me to hold my risk open or hold my account open to get damaged. There's no need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's how I see it. I see it as now, I've got to protect my account. It's like having little soldiers. If you put little soldiers out, you're expecting them to bring back more people. Obviously, that's what a risk to reward is as well. So, it's very important to limit the amount of soldiers, obviously in this case, but you know what I mean. But you got to limit the amount that you're going to put out. But yeah, I mean, it's very important to do that. But
and can you show me some statistics below about the instrument?
yeah, so obviously, I mean,
Nice.
yeah, this is important as well, because this FTMO gives you the tools to look at where you're doing well and where you're not as well. So this is really useful.
It is useful to trade at 7 o'clock and only focus at. And why do you think that at, I don't know, at 11 o'clock you are in a loss, or at 2 o'clock you are in a loss, or 1 o'clock you are in a loss?
I mean, to be honest, it depends what the chart is doing. I mean, if the price action is there, I'm going to take the trade. It doesn't really matter what time it is in the day for me. Again, with the sessions as well, I don't really. It doesn't really, strike me as an important factor when I enter a trade. What session it is. Like I said, if the price action is there, and I've got my confluences and I've got my reasons, I'm taking the trade, definitely.
All right, and I can also see that you really focus only on GBP, JPY, and GBP USD. Nice, no experiments there. Because sometimes somebody, try to open some Bitcoin, everybody been shorting, so let's short. No, I cannot see. You are a consistent trader. Really nice to see.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's jump to the last part of our interview.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in this trading career in like 2 years period?
Yeah, so I definitely see myself handling more capital, traveling around the world. So obviously,
Hmm.
right now it's very limited at what we're doing, with lockdowns and things like that. But yeah, obviously, you know, being anywhere in the world,
Hmm.
with my computer, taking
Nice.
trades,
Nice.
just relaxed. Um, and again, it's going to benefit not only me but my friends and family.
Hmm.
Obviously, the circle around me as well.
Hmm.
Because I don't want to be living a life, just flouncing around
Hmm.
anywhere, just by myself. It's very important to share that with people as well.
And
Um,
what is the first place you want to visit?
uh, I would love to go. It sounds cliche, but I would love to go Bali. I really
Okay.
would love to go Bali.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's
It
not a
looks
cliche.
amazing. Yeah, no,
After this lockdown, I believe everyone should go to Bali.
yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so and how about the trading career?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just handling more capital.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe teaching people as well.
Hmm.
Obviously, that comes down with the career as well.
What is the
Yeah,
first thing you would teach them? What is the
I would
most
think
important thing, you think that they should know?
it's not get rich quick.
Okay, cool.
You need to put the time in to get anything out of it. It's the same with anything, because at the end of the day, to be a successful trader, we need to be a high performance person. And if you look at any high performance person, they put in the hours, behind the screens, behind, the things that people don't see. Um, that's what matters. Because
Hmm.
obviously, when you come to the charts in this sense,
Hmm.
when you open your laptop, you need to be the best version of yourself looking at the charts, because obviously that will relate into the trades that you're taking,
Hmm.
obviously the results that you will get from that.
Wow, what a
So
nice
yeah,
enlightenment for traders.
yeah.
And what did you say to others about FTMO?
I would say to others, if you're a trader, and you're thinking about doing FTMO, I'd say definitely do it. Number one, because the fact you have free trials, you don't have anything to lose, so you can prove to yourself that you are profitable before actually going into the challenge or the evaluation. You can prove to yourself that you're doing it
Hmm.
consistently first, and yeah, like I said in the beginning of the interview, FTMO has shaped me to the trader I am now. Because obviously the rules and the restrictions, it's like being in a little box.
Hmm.
Every time I tried to jump out of the box, I'd lose a trade or something would go wrong. I'd come back, and it really disciplines
Hmm.
yourself as well. So if you want to challenge, if you want to obviously you know continue this
Hmm.
trading as a career, then obviously FTMO is the way forward, definitely, because obviously that gives you a leg up in the industry, which is a massive, massive help, obviously, to be free. So, yeah.
And the trading objectives help you most?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Obviously, like I said, they limit you as well. You can't be too, just risking too much.
Hmm.
Obviously, with the max daily loss, if you lose a certain amount of trains in a day, it's good to step back, come
Hmm.
back the next day, think rationally,
Hmm.
and just make obviously a better decision that day than you did the
Great,
previous day. Yeah. So
great.
yeah.
All right, what a nice overview of your trading career.
Thank you.
It was very inspiring what I have heard from you, and I am certain that you can prosper even more in your future. I believe you can do, and I'm sure of it. So, thank you so much for having you in this interview. And I have one special advice for you. The trading is not about how much you make, but how much you don't lose. Do you have any last words?
I'd say, continuing back to what I said, if you're a trader, you're thinking about doing this full time. You see the life that you want to live. Continuously believe it. Continuously, put the work in, and you will get rewarded. It's just inevitable that things will work out for you if you put the work in. So yeah, let's get it.
And that's FTMO.